India is, from day one, an assault on the senses. People, places, noises, textures, smells, cows, and dust lead from one glance to another, and during my first hour in Varanasi, my chosen locale for a 4-month-long study abroad trip, my roommate Katie had been grazed by 2 auto rickshaws. In the weeks that followed, however, we became professional cow horn dodgers and vegetable stand sidesteppers. Save for a few messy slips in a certain byproduct of India's holy mammal, we remained unscathed during our short walk to our program's center for class every day. As the months flew by, our habit of sleeping later in the morning required a faster route to school. Aided by the wise guidance of one of our directors, an alternative route through the back alleyways was discovered and utilized regularly. Our walk was made much more pleasant. Rather than answering no to rickshaw drivers' offers to give us a lift, we were answering hello to local children's attempts at English. We were partly shaded by buildings on our sides, and if any traveling vegetable wallas were pushing their carts through the narrow gullies, we could sidestep him with more mettle than ever before. There was one section of the walk that presented a daily obstacle, however. Lovingly referred to as the Trash Cow Alleyway, a group of bovines had taken a liking to a shaded wide area between 2 buildings that was, coincidentally, unavoidable on our quotidian stroll to education. Every morning, we slinked, slid, and squealed as we tried to avoid contact with the cows, and some days were worse than others. On a particularly crowded day in the Trash Cow Alleyway, Katie and I remained stumped as we faced a group of more than 10 animals lounging in the morning shade. Suddenly, a local rounded the corner on the other side of the cows, took in the scene, confidently picked up a nearby stick and held it above his head. He assertively strode through the cows, shouting a non-word that sounded like up, up, and to my amazement, the cows made way for this hero. The 2 of us followed his path back through the group of cattle and made it to breakfast in record time. A few weeks later, I was walking to school using our normal route and talking on the phone with a friend from the States. I approached the cows, who were once again overly crowded in the theoretically shared space. I took in the scene around me, no sticks in sight, muttered a "one sec" to my beloved pal, and, armed with fresh confidence, raised my arm above my head and attempted to repeat the local man's actions. The cows made way, and I carried on my path. As I tried to explain the situation to my friend through her laughter, I realized that my life in India was as amazing as it was confusing. For every failure, I had 10 successes, and I knew that in my own way, I fit in. I had adjusted, and even at the time, I knew that I would take my adaptability back west with me. Slowly, this country, with all of its people, places, noises, textures, smells, cows, and dust, had become my home.